Welcome, Shambra. Welcome to this wonderful webcast on this snowy day here in Colorado.
Snowy, snowy, snowy day.
Really snowy. As a matter of fact, we had a lot of no-shows today because it is really snowy out. But I love it, kind of. I think it's awesome. And
You can have it.
we want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's month, a month of love, and leading up to Valentine's Day on the 14th, of course.
Of course.
But delighted to be here with each and every one of you. We have got a big day today. And
Well, you know what the rest of us don't.
what's that? Oh, no, I do. I kind of have a heads up from ADAMUS, but he always changes.
Was he changing while you were napping a few minutes ago?
I wasn't napping. I was meditating. There's a big difference.
You were taking notes.
I was, and I was closing my eyes and just relaxing.
And Adamus wasn't there.
No, he was around. It's
Yeah,
a private thing. Anyway, welcome
I'm
to
your
the show.
wife. If I can't talk about who you hang with, who can?
We have a lot of guests. We have a small audience today because of the snow, but we have a lot of guests from out of town. Do you want to go through
Yes.
the list and see who we have?
Yeah, it's very, very sweet. Okay, we have Jin from Montreal. Where are you, sir? There you are.
Montreal, you
Hello. Good to see you.
You should be used to this weather.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like nothing.
Okay. And that was a joke. Amber from Norway. Oh, you're here.
Hi, Amber. How are
Wow.
you? Good to see you. You
Big
should
journey.
be used to this weather. Yeah. It's like, what? This is nothing.
Okay. And Joanna has not checked in yet. Okay. And then, okay. Oh, our friend Tamara from LA.
Tomorrow.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Good to see you again.
And now we have Igor from California. I think he's hiding.
He's hiding. He's in there. He's in the club, right?
And his lovely dear wife, Yulia.
Hello.
Nice
Good
to see you, Yulia.
When's the last time you were in snow like this? 10 years ago. Yeah, isn't it? I mean, in a way, it's kind of beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Thank you for being here.
Yes. And Joe from Connecticut. Where are you, Joe? There you are.
Good to
Welcome,
see you.
Joe.
All these cold weather places. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tracy from Nebraska. Did you drive?
No.
Okay, good that you're here
Good
again.
to see you again.
Okay, and then Aaron from North Carolina. Didn't check
No,
in yet. Okay,
no.
there's a couple that are a little bit late.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have very special Shambra out-of-state staff.
We do.
You ready for that?
Yep.
Okay, we have Alberto.
Alberto, good to see you. Alberto is part of
Gomez.
our tech team out of Pueblo, Mexico. So you guys were here for our recent in-person staff meeting, and then they kind of hung around up in Utah and then came back down here for the shout.
He's technically from Veracruz.
So I have to ask, though, didn't anybody tell you do not sit in the front row? The shout, I guess they didn't. So
You weren't warned? Even Jorge knew not to sit in the
Yeah.
front row.
yeah, he's hiding
and
back
of course,
there.
Jorge next. Jorge,
Or hey, good to see you again.
Mr. Technology. And then Ivan. There he
Ivan.
is in the back. You can't hide, Ivan.
He was smart. He stayed back there. yeah.
And Juan Carlos.
Juan Carlos, good to see you
Yay.
again. That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. It's a brave and hardy group. Hopefully you can kind of stand up to Adamus today.
By the way, I'll turn the lights back up for a second. Billy's beautiful daughter is here.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna get into it right away with a look at what we did last month in shout number 4 of the Illumination series. I totally forgot about it. It seems like you realize we only did Pronos 3 weeks ago.
Okay, but Jeff, how many things have you recorded since?
A
You
lot,
don't want to go
but
there.
I mean, the shout 4 seems like ages ago.
It was.
It's just a month ago.
That's a long time ago.
So we're gonna play it right now and see what we did last month. Here we are in 2024. We'll make a few predictions up front. It's going to be the biggest year ever. That's pretty easy to say. Every year gets a little bit bigger, but this year is going to be really big, really big. And I want you to be ready for it. The world is going to be a crazier than ever place to live in. You're going to have forces coming at you from every side, every side. It's going to be very easy to get caught into the drama and the stuck energies and the anger and the shifting and changing. Now, it's a beautiful planet, wonderful humans, but they're going through a lot right now. Humanity is well on its way to the next human species, an evolution that's taking place at breathtaking speed. We're going to talk today about how the planet's going one way, how you're hopefully going to be going a bit different way. For the planet, I'm also going to call it the year of AI, year of artificial intelligence. I know some of you don't like it. You say, well, we're here to be spiritual, holy masters or whatever. Yes, but you better understand the capabilities of AI and what's really happening. It's going to enhance just about everything in life, from education to medicine to law. It's going to make life easier in many, many aspects. But there's this element of AI that is frightening. Humanity is going through this huge change, and what is needed on the planet right now is light. Not in a fearful way, in a happy way, in a good way, but it's absolutely needed. It's going to determine the speed and the direction of this very, very, very powerful tool, which could also be used to serve humanity in so many ways. Everything is possible, and you're right in the midst of it. So I proclaim this to be the year of AI for everybody else, for the rest of humanity. For Shambra, it's the year of gravity. I'd love to get to that in a moment. It's like, yes, I want love. It's like, well, we're going to start with gravity. We're going to make this the year of gravity and beyond for Shambra. Gravity and beyond. It is one of the most beautiful, elegant energy designs of all. There's, first of all, the non-physical gravity, but there is the other side that just doesn't bind things, but actually creates things. Gravity is one of the greatest tools of a creator. If we learn to transcend the limited nature of gravity as it's understood on the planet now, we learn to transcend that, then we go into true love 2.0, the next level of love. But you can't do it if you're caught in this gravity quicksand, this gravity compression chamber. So for the rest of the world, it's the year of the dragon. In other words, things are going to be very disruptive. They're going over here with a big focus on AI and a big focus on these other issues that the planet is facing. The dragon coming through. We're going to go in a bit different direction. We're going to be talking about gravity and ultimately love. Heavens Crossed March 22nd last year, almost a year ago. The light, your divinity, much more accessible, particularly here in this realm. Then what? A lot of you are not real happy with the results so far. And I've looked at it carefully. And what's the deal? You had this great opening, and when it didn't close back up, it's still there. It's still accessible. You got all this potential for bringing in light, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And I realized that there was something that was really causing this lack of ability to bring it into application in your life. It's right there. What is going on? Well, we had a lot of discussions and finally realized it was this little old thing, this sneaky thing, this sometimes not even on your radar thing called gravity. Gravity was stronger than what any of us ever anticipated. Gravity's been building up for eons of time. It's been solidifying. It's been holding things in. And so many of you, you truly want to break out. We're going to do it today. With your help, we're going to break through this gravitational barrier. Now, the moment that your energy is activated, meaning that the soul being, is choosing to do something, the energy gets activated and it activates into light. The moment that the light starts to move, starts to come into play, into your experience, it creates a gravitational force. This gravitational force serves a very, very good purpose. It holds things together. It brings things into kind of a composition. It's a very beautiful dynamic. But over a long period of time, this gravity has been focused more and more on the physical, on this earth plane, been focused in the mind, and there was a true forgetting about the other side of gravity. Gravity doesn't just hold things in physical or emotional. It also is the very same force that opens everything up, that allows you to get into a focus and then allows you to open and expand. The physicists are just starting to talk about it, starting to realize there is another force, another side of gravity. They call it dark matter. I recently titled it Arotheon. Arotheon. Aero meaning air or atmosphere or openness. Theon, basically loose interpretation of the word spirit. So it's open and free spirit. And it's the other side of gravity. It's the part of gravity that opens things up, that transports you into other realms. How do we do this? What are we going to do? How are we going to get through this? And I want it so simple, so easy, that it's just like spreading your wings and soaring on a beautiful current of wind. I mean, that easy. And then it occurred to me, it's as simple as, and you might laugh, or Andy might laugh, music. Music. I thought to myself, that's it. Music is generally non-mental when as a listener. And you listen to some beautiful music, and it brings you through that thickness of gravity like nothing else. With the right music, it allows you to just go right through the old gravity into the Arotheon, into the kind of the flow, the up and not up and down, but the in and out flow of gravity, opening up to let that what has been called dark matter serve you, the other side of gravity. 2024. The rest of the world's going to be focusing on AI. We'll take a little bit different path. We're coming to full spectrum gravity in your life, not as a theory, but in your life. And then that will bring us to Love 2.0. They work hand in hand.
There was a lot of stuff in that.
Yeah. We did a pretty good job with it.
Yeah.
But how appropriate that he was talking about gravity and
Yeah.
then Love 2.0. And here we are now in February, which is the month of love and
Absolutely.
Valentine's and
Passion.
And it's good to see all the red in the audience today. I mean, everybody's ready for it, so I'm ready for it. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to take a quick look at some of the upcoming events that we have going on. Mostly all at Villa Amio in Hawaii, where we're going to be 4 days from now.
Poor us.
Poor us. By the way, I'm showing a shot here on the screen from outer space. It was taken from the James Webb Space Telescope. I don't know if any of you have been looking at some of the images, but they are amazing what's coming back from them. And every time I see one of the images, I'm thinking about heaven's cross, because so like this image again on the screen, heaven's cross, boom,
And
right
now
there.
they're talking about all the micro galaxies that they're seeing.
Exactly. I mean, it's,
Yipes.
wow, things are going crazy and fast. Okay, let's take a look at upcoming
Okay.
events. Our first one is
Kona, Hawaii. Well, shocking. Kona, Hawaii, exploring the new light. And, Adamus has talked a lot about that. And this is a way to really dive in and get a
I think it'll be
feel.
our second exploring the new light.
Right.
In the first one, we got 83% life changing from the attendees, which means it's probably pretty good. But it was good. It was
was good.
very, very intense, and look forward to doing the second one.
And I want to make a
That's
comment.
just about a month from now.
And I just want to make a comment referring to all of the workshops. It's so many of you have been to some of the Hawaii workshops, like Yulia and others in the audience here tomorrow. What makes those live workshops so special is that, again, you are the only audience that Adamus is interacting with. So literally, it's the energy of that group that sets the energy for what Adamus addresses, and it's specific and related to that group. So I kind of love it, even though he's, we've had several people now that'll come to an event 3 times because they know it's going to be different every time.
Or they slept through the first 2.
Well, no.
No, I don't think you can sleep through them. I mean,
don't
the
think so
good
either.
news is you're there and it's live with Adamus.
Well, they know if they sleep, I'll hand them the mic.
And the bad news is that you're there live with Adamus, and there's not a lot of other people. I mean, you get your time in front of them.
Yes.
Coming up after that is the Master Code Online. We're going to be doing it from Kona, but it's online. We'll be sitting there, it'll be like 7 in the morning our
6,
time,
I think.
something like that. But Master Code Online is one of my favorites because it's really about how all energy is coded into patterns, and as a creator, then you can deliberately, consciously code them. He talks at length about the Atlantean code that guided us from a long, long time ago to now, and about how we're letting that go and now creating the Ascension code. It's also kind
We're
of a
pioneers, right?
double meaning because he's also talking about the code of the master,
Right.
our ethics, our values, and that. But really, more than anything, it's really about time to start releasing old codes that we've had for eons of time, old agreements, and moving forth. So that'll be online. It's 2 days, March 16th and 17th. Linda and I host it live. We're there with you, and we do have it translated into
13 different languages.
13 languages. So that's a
Not
big
the
one.
Lyndon Jeff part, only the
Right.
channel. Sorry.
Right. And again, just as far as survey results, 98.1% said excellent for Adamus. Those 2 people that said they didn't like him, I don't know what's happened to them, but and just really, really good survey results from this. And we do surveys on everything because we want to always know if there's areas we need to improve or get better at. But the results are always pretty phenomenal. After that, live from Kona on March 22nd is the Heaven's
Cross 1-year anniversary,
One
and you're
year-
going to channel for that, correct?
Absolutely, and it'll be live. Of course, no charge for that. It's going to be on
Online.
March 22nd. I forget again. It's like really early in the morning our time. I think it's 11 o'clock Colorado time.
You can look it up. It's a free event.
Yeah. I'll look it up
Online.
Yeah. Shortly after that is the first Metaphysics of the Mind workshop. It'll be March 24th through the 28th. I have no idea what it's going to be about.
Well, I think this is going to be interesting because, as you know, Adamus really isn't particularly fond of the way traditional psychology works and the way people handle things. And so this is going to be very interesting to see how he weighs in on what the real mind is about.
I know he's going to be talking about the like neurons and all the rest of those things in the mind and how it really works. And the bottom line is he's saying it's time we go to the next era of the mind and get out of the old thing. This is not going to be a bunch of counseling.
No. But it's not just science. It's going to make it applicable to our lives, right?
Right, absolutely. So I'm a little nervous about that one just because I know we're going to get into the brain and maybe scientific talk in that. So see what happens.
Then, of course, we have the Master Circle. We've done several of those. Several of you have been to them. That event is mostly dictated by the group. Basically, Adamus starts out with some questions to get a feel from you all, and then that sort of sets the direction for that that event.
And we do limit the size of the groups
Right.
to like I think about 33 or something like that. So it's very intimate. It's very intense and personal, and it's very fun too. We're all together at the villa. We have a opening reception. We have parties and gatherings throughout. So it's a lot of fun.
It is.
I look forward to it.
Well, and Kona's a great place to do events because it's a retreat setting. You know, in the afternoon you have time to go take care of you, go swim in the ocean, climb up to the volcano. I mean, whatever you want. There's plenty of time to just take care of yourself.
And on top of that, you get a personal greeting from Belle.
Yes, yes.
She does every morning. She goes around and greets everybody, and then she lays right in front of us. You know, so we have to walk around her during the sessions. But
We do.
She's an integral part of the whole thing.
She is, no doubt about it. We miss her crazy.
Yeah. Coming up after that is, again, another exploring the new light. I think we still have spaces on that one available.
Well, I think people were holding back a little bit because they can.
Yeah. And then another Metaphysics of the Mind, May 8th through the 12th. So pretty busy schedule in Kona.
Yeah, it is,
then we're
actually.
back here for Sexual Energy School online, and that would be June 14th through the 16th. It is online. We do it twice a year, and I always love doing it as many times as we've done it live around the world or now doing it online. I just love it, and I pick up stuff every time from
Me
it.
too. We both
Yeah.
do. It
Yeah.
evolves. With your consciousness evolves, and so what you see and hear evolves.
And we did one back in December, and it's interesting because there's quite a few new people coming into Crimson Circle now. And one of the first things we've noticed they do is take the SES, probably because we talk about it all the time. But they do take it, and the comments and the reactions from them are amazing. They didn't expect it, and I think it really affects them. And they talk about how much they've learned from it. So.
Well, and sometimes it takes time to really integrate everything that you experienced. And the other thing is, more than anything, the bottom line is sexual energies is about energy management, and it's about how you manage your energy. And once you learn how to do that, then you find it much easier to balance your energy with other people. And you learn a lot about that, and that's very critical. And this is the only class that we require for live events, the only class. And the reason being is because over the years, attendees came up to us and said, please, Linda and Jeff, require SES. And then they would point out the people that they knew hadn't taken SES and said, you saw how they acted. They had no idea. And it was a joke after 4 or 5 times, like, okay, we get it. And so it's because a live event attendees that talked us into requiring that.
It is a core class, I would say, the core class. It's not mandatory to be a Shambra, but
No.
it is to go to a workshop.
It's a live workshop.
It's one of the only rules or laws we have, whatever you want to call it.
No, the law's not yours.
Yeah, I know, but this one is. I know it's Adamus's, not mine. It's Adamus's. I'll blame it on him. Linda and I personally host that. We're here at the studio with you the entire time, and it's coming up June 14th through the 16th.
Okay, hope you're ready for that.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Kasama.
Kasama's coming up July 12th through the 14th. Again, it's an online cloud class, live hosted by Linda and I. What I love about Kasama is it provides a really comprehensive, really kind of a detailed insight into the soul. Adamus really gets into describing the soul and all of its facets and what it does, and it bridges that gap between the human and the soul.
Relationship could be
And,
really
up until Kasama, I'd heard a lot of things about the soul. We all have. You hear people talking about it, using the term rather loosely at times.
kind of churchy.
It was churchy, but sometimes even new agey, sometimes with no consciousness at all. He gets into what the soul is and that relationship between human and soul. It's fascinating.
It is. It's a
Yes.
good workshop.
Yeah, so that's coming up July 12th through the 14th.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're keeping busy.
Yeah. After that, after that, it is Threshold Online, again, an online course that is live hosted by Linda and I. That is coming up August 9th through the 11th. We'll be right here at the studio with you.
Well, if you look at the little symbols up there, you'll see there's 2 dragons on each side. This is a very big workshop. this workshop goes very deep to each and every one of us. And it's about, getting really releasing some of your junk. And a lot of times you find out that you thought you got rid of some junk, and then you do this workshop, and it's like, oh, I forgot about
Linda,
that.
those two dragons on the side of the graphic, if you want to show that again, those are just wood carvings. When you open the door, the real dragon is there, and it will get you. I don't want to tell too many stories here, but when we first started doing Threshold, it was really tough, really, really tough. And then I had to go through it personally. And dealing with the dragon is not fun. And it doesn't leave right away. It doesn't just come in and do one rotor rooting inside yourself. It sticks with you. But the good news is that after a period of time, it turns out to be your best friend. And now when that dragon comes around, I actually look forward to it because it's like, okay, time to release something else that was standing in my way. I had a fun time with the dragon this last week. Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. Read my article in the magazine.
Yeah,
I wrote about it. And
or listen to it.
but it turned out good. I'm still here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time now for Shambra News.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, to start
I
with,
hope so.
as always, we talk about the Shambra magazine. We've really upgraded it in the last, I think it was about 6 months or so.
Yeah.
It's now a new format, mobile friendly, a lot easier to view in that. You can still download it as a PDF, but I think we're running about 60 pages right now in the Shambra magazine. Great articles, all the information you need to know about all the upcoming events and everything else that we're doing. It's all right there in one source once a month. We don't inundate you with all sorts of emails. And it is really a class act.
There's a lot in it. There's a lot to share.
Gene Tinder is the editor, Mark Ritter is the art director, and then Shambra in general get involved with articles.
And I think it's incredible because when we finally acknowledge the fact that almost half our people watch things on their phones, which is the trend.
Yeah.
We went mobile friendly.
I was shocked, in doing the research that we found out, well over half of Shambra view everything on their mobiles.
That's all the young people.
I know, but my eyesight isn't good enough to do that. So, and it's also, by the way, very, very easy to translate. So it's just, and it's free. That's the best part. It's free. So just sign up in the Crimson Circle news section.
It's also great, like, for instance, it lists all the upcoming workshops and events. So anytime you want to know about what currently is going on, that's a great place to look.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, we did Pronos 3 weeks ago. I mean, really, I keep thinking it was 3 months, 3 years ago, maybe. But Pronos is always strong.
The law is not yours.
This was no exception. Yes, you're right. The theme was the laws. The laws are not yours. Part of the thing ADAMUS talked about is there's going to be more and more laws in addition to all the ones we have right now, but particularly with AI and technology, they're scrambling to figure all this out. Everything from just simple things like copywriting. If you generate something on AI, who owns that copyright? And there are now cases in court where the copyright may go to the robot or to the AI. This is a crazy world. I don't know if I can handle it anymore.
There's a lot of weird stuff that they're trying to work through.
Yeah. But there's 3 very, very bold sessions in it. And I think one of the big things is he talks about how laws literally create gravity, a type of not physical gravity, but kind of a psychological gravity that holds things in even more. And he talks also about just living in the time of machines, and it's a beautiful and very strong Pronos. It's available in the Crimson Circle store.
There's nothing wimpy about it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and as one of the reviewers said, ADAMUS wants to make sure we understand that this isn't sci-fi, what we're going through right now. It's not just a little phase or trend. It is happening. It's happening now, and it's more important than ever to be consciously present, simply radiating our light in and neutrally allowing way. So basically, this is why we're here. We're going to take a quick look at Pronos, a little trailer, just to give you a taste of it, if you haven't already watched. welcome to Pronos 2024. I felt it was very important to dedicate this Pronos to the laws because it's so easy to get sucked into them. They are gravity magnets. They not only are they individually, every individual law is its own gravity magnet, but then they coalesce together, they bind together. And now you have this huge part of mass consciousness that is all about laws. Very, very heavy with gravity. Your self, your coming to self, your realization has nothing to do with laws, and it has everything to do with letting all the laws go. It has everything to do with saying, these are not mine anymore. It's so important for each and every one of you to personally understand not just the laws of man, but the other laws and your own laws that affect your life. It forces out creativity and magic. It forces it out. It squeezes it out. It suffocates it out. We're all about creativity. We're all about magic. And magic, by the way, magic meaning the things that can be done when you go beyond the laws of man or physics. So if there's any reason to get impassioned or excited about our talk about laws, and the laws are not yours, it is so that we can be in magic and we can be creative because that is your nature. There are certain laws of nature right now that are generally and commonly accepted. They are not incorrect, they are just incomplete. My point is there are rules for everything and laws for everything, but they're not complete. They might be true in one setting, in one reality, but they're not complete. Let's take a deep breath together. Now, releasing all of the laws. They're not yours. Releasing all of the laws. And this is freedom, when you can let the laws go and not be afraid of what happens, not doubt yourself, not worry that your inner demons are going to come forward and take over. No, this is the time to let all those laws go and let yourself free. You'll be amazed at who you actually are.
Hope you could feel the beauty and the strength of that.
Yeah,
Yikes.
definitely. And I love doing Pronost every year. It's gotten more and more intense since we started doing it, I think, in
Because the world's gotten more
2014.
intense.
Yeah. And ADAMUS is getting a lot more succinct with it. So I highly recommend it. And next, it is actually February is not only the month of love, but it is the Crimson Circle Angel Month, because we love our angels.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
They're amazing. The angels are a group of Shambra from around the world who quietly and so beautifully support Crimson Circle with their energy as well as financial contributions. And
It's what they contribute is so sweet and unexpected and always there. The CC Angels make it possible to offer free monthly webcasts, the free monthly Shambra magazine, provide prompt and personal customer service. It allows us to maintain a huge enterprise level website. It allows us to have hundreds of free products, thousands of translations, and so much more. Thank you to our dear angels.
And you know, Crimson Circle is kind of an unusual organization in many ways.
Every way.
But you know, we're a business. We have to be. We have to manage everything going on. But also, it's kind of a little bit almost like a nonprofit in a way. But we're not legally a nonprofit, but we act in a way like that
To be sustainable.
It's based on really the energies of Shambra all around the world that allow us to do the things that you were just talking about. This webcast, the extensive library that we maintain, so many other things. The magazine, we've got a huge staff, and it really dawned on me a week or so ago when we were having our in-person staff meeting. Twice a year we call in the managers from around the world, and we had 16 people at that meeting and a lot more that weren't at the meeting, and it made me realize the magnitude of what we do and what the translators do and the website hosts and everybody involved in this around the
So
world.
much is in service to Shambra.
Here's a brief excerpt of what ADAMUS had to say about the CC Angels. I want to reiterate what Caldra and Linda said, that this organization energetically has to include the level of you, the angels in it. It could not do what it's doing if it was just a regular company. If there weren't people like you, the kind of the elite of Crimson Circle, donating. It's got to be the combination of both energetically to balance. If it was just all donations, it wouldn't have the energy dynamics that it does now. If it was just all through revenue of purchase products or events, it wouldn't have that dynamic. It has to be both. Your support, your financial support, is integral in maintaining that type of balance to create really a hybrid organization. So it's not a for-profit or nonprofit organization, because there's too much of the old energy of suffering in these nonprofits. It's not just based on donation where Calder and Linda have to get in front of you every month or have articles or ads in the magazine asking for donations. That's such an old energy of begging, pleading, or oftentimes, as you've seen with organizations, of kind of laying guilt on people to try to get them to donate. So what we have here is a true hybrid, and that's what makes it work. It's a combination. Your support allows this organization to put forth things for the new people, for the ones who right now can't afford it, for the ones who are searching for answers right now, but they haven't found what they're looking for quite yet. Many of them come to Crimson Circle and find the answers. Some don't. They go on somewhere else. But it is through your support financially and energetically, your love, that allows all this to happen. Let's take a deep breath with that and feel into the amazing nature. I would call this truly a conscious company, a new energy company. Because it is not bottom line oriented. It's got to be in service to Shambra. That's got to be at the core of everything that's done within the company. Then it works.
I think ADAMUS distilled that pretty well.
Yeah, he did. So if you are a Crimson Circle Angel, you do get priority notices on workshops, events, and new products.
You get 2 messages just for the angels from ADAMUS each year.
Usually once in the summer and once right about Christmas time. Right. We also send you an email link directly with the Shout PDF. You don't have to go searching for it. It lands on your desktop.
And you have access to the House of Angels social network, exclusive to your group.
And plus, just recently, we increased the amount of time that angels have to view the cloud classes. Usually there's 90 days viewing. For angels now, it's 120 days.
It's an extra 30 days. And you get up to a 10% discount on products and things, except the new live workshops.
Yeah, and we don't actually spend much time talking about the angels, just once a year where we bring it up like this. If you're interested in becoming an angel and supporting the Crimson Circle in that way, just go to store.crimsoncircle.com/angels. That's store.crimsoncircle.com/angels.
And angels get access to sign up for live events before the public does, so you have that extra advantage as well. which a lot of you appreciate.
Absolutely. So moving on. So last month you heard ADAMUS talking about Arotheon. It's his new made-up word for kind of the other side of gravity. It's also, we call it full spectrum gravity. I always get a kick out of it. He has so many made-up words. Our glossary is about like 80 pages long or something with all this stuff. I forget the words sometimes, that he's come up with. But last month he noted that music is really a good way of expanding beyond the old gravity into the Arotheon or full spectrum gravity. And he called on Shambra to submit their original music creations,
Right.
which I thought was interesting.
Well, and that meaning that to create music, since that's what he focused on, that literally can support and guide you to that destination, that journey and destination.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons why he's talking about music is because it's generally non-mental.
Right.
It really helps you kind of float on that bed and
No
kinda-
visual distraction.
Yeah, you can't think your way out of this gravity, the confining gravity. You can't punch your way out of it because if you try, you only get in deeper and you're only going to create more gravity. So music helps you kind of open up. And so I was curious when he announced the program what kind of results we'd get on it. And to date, we've gotten in 9 approved submissions. We do have some guidelines. It has to be a certain length of time. It has to be your original composition. Some people early on were sending in songs they liked, and it's like, no, you've got to make this
It has to
yourself.
be original.
We do have more coming soon, I know, because some of the artists are telling us about it. You can check out all these music selections right now on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in music for Arotheon. There's some really good music, and I know we have at least a few more coming up soon. So anyway, I think we should take a listen to one of them. We got a great sample for you to listen to today. It's we got about a minute and 20-second sample out of the overall composition. Listening to Merrick's composition, I could feel kind of going out there. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet because it just came in the other day, but I really look forward to taking a good listen. And, again, you try to think your way out of regular gravity or into the Arotheon, and you get stuck. But music, you just put that on and take a couple good deep breaths and let the energies expand.
I can't wait.
I really got myself in trouble recently with just trying to think too much. I got myself in such a quagmire recently. And I had to have a little talk with the dragon. And it's like, the problem is you're holding it all in. You got all this light all balled up within you. And I'm like, was that bad? And yeah, kind of. You got to let it open up. So I'm going to go do some Arotheoning. Anyway, make sure to check it out on YouTube. Just type in music for Arotheon, and you'll find it.
And very exciting, Jeff did a show with Michael Sandler, and it was quite an event. Michael had lots of great questions, and he didn't expect ADAMUS to hold back, and he didn't.
Well, and Michael Sandler has a wonderful kind of a podcast show. It's on YouTube called Inspire Nation. He's been doing it for a number of years, and he called up not too long ago and had just heard about us through Mike Dooley. And said, I'm amazed that I never knew about you guys before. I said, well, we keep kind of a low profile, really low profile. We hide a lot. So I was on a show recently, and normally on the first time on one of these type of shows, I don't like to channel for a number of reasons, but he really twisted my arm.
Oh, he
He's
did.
very, very
He did.
convincing. And I finally agreed because I checked him with ADAMUS, and ADAMUS goes, hell yeah, I know the guy. So
Who's the chicken?
yeah. So, I enjoy doing these shows because it reaches out past Shambra.
Oh, yeah.
We literally do not do any marketing as Crimson Circle. It's never worked. We find that people find Crimson Circle instead of us going out and trying to round them up. And but these shows are great because it gets exposure, and we've had many cases now with people showing up at a workshop. They just found Crimson Circle through one of the shows, for instance, we were on with Alex Ferrari recently, and it's amazing. A lot of people don't like it, and they move on, which is fine, but it does raise some eyebrows.
If you ever want to try to, it's too hard to explain what we do with that you're interested in this, just refer people to stuff like this.
Right. Anyway, I think we've got just a little bit of a trailer that Michael put together for the upcoming show on February 8th.
Yeah, which is Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Or what is the new Earth or new humanity that is coming?
The planet is changing so fast right now, and we're literally going into the next era of the human species.
Are there signs that we can see in 2024 or beyond where we can go, I see it, a glimmer of hope. This is telling me that, yes, something great is coming.
It'll be shakeups all along the way. And particularly in 2024, a big year of division and duality. What's going to happen is that this technologies, whether it's biotechnology or computer, are going to change the face of the planet. What our humans are going to discover about themselves with artificial intelligence is simply beyond. You're here right now on the planet for one thing, to shine your light. That's it. No more of the power games. No more suffering. Suffering was one of the stupidest things that we ever took on. The humanity is coming to the point where they're saying, no more. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. I know for a lot of your listeners, you wonder, how are we going to make it? What's going to happen in between now and then? And basically, ADAMUS will say, okay, here's what you do.
Leave it hanging.
Really makes you want to tune in. Anyway, it's February 8th. You can go back at any time. You don't have to do it on February 8th, but that's when it premieres on Michael Sandler's Inspire Nation. I'm looking forward to it and to meeting him in person soon. He's got real roots here in Colorado. He and Mike Dooley are coming here this summer. We're going to try to do a get-together and with Shambra here at the studio. So they're both amazing beings
Really
to work
great,
with.
yeah.
And of course, in case you wondered, it is free of charge.
And they're not old new agey.
No. Every month we
Okay.
take a product and spotlight it. This month we've got a spotlight on one of my favorites. It is the Master Series Part 4, Sensuality. And how appropriate to do it in the month of love.
Sensuality, not sexuality.
Yeah, they heard me, or maybe not. Anyway, for the month of February, it's 15% off. And in this, ADAMUS talks a lot about our senses. We are aware of our regular senses, but he also talks about senses like focus and beauty and other things that are part of our angelic senses, imagination, unity, and things like that. And then, of course, he talks somewhat about love, the greatest sense of all. He's never been a great big fan of love. When people bring it up, in a workshop, say, isn't love the most important thing? And he's like, and it's always bugged the hell out of you that
No.
he has an attitude about love. But he explains it here and also in another thing we have coming up soon.
Well, it bothers me because he doesn't like it because he technically focuses on the bad half of it because in reality, most relationships don't last 50% or less.
Exactly.
And so, but he tends to focus on that side only, not the, but he's evolving.
Let's take a quick look at the Spotlight product for this month.
It really is beautiful.
Yeah.
Sensuality is one of my very favorites, and I've never gotten this deep into it, even in the times of the mystery schools. These tools are designed to make living in the physical body more tolerable, more colorful, more vibrant, to make life truly more abundant. And I'm not just talking about financial abundance, I'm talking about the abundance of life. Can you imagine, as an embodied master, not just being in one sense, the sense of focus, but actually being in 20 or 30 other conscious senses? Imagine what a difference that would make in your life. Imagine how this whole thing that I've talked about with boredom starts to go away, because suddenly everything comes to life. That's when you say to yourself, that's why I want to stay on this planet. I know many of you have wondered, why stay? Well, I agree. Why stay when there's only one real sense? Why stay when it's just gray? But when the senses come alive, you'll know why you want to stay, for the sensual experience. Not staying to take care of your children or your family, not staying just to make it to that mark of being an embodied master, staying to actually enjoy life.
It really is great, and there is so much it can bring to your life with your awareness and your perception.
So Master's Life 4 has a total of 8 sessions.
Right.
You can, it's streaming, it's audio, and there's a text e-reader. You've got 90 days to view. If you're an angel, 120 days, and it's translated into 13 languages. So
That's
it is 15% off in the month of February, which would bring the price to $165.75. So it is one of my
Okay.
favorites, because it's basically saying the reason for staying, sensuality.
No place else to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
the other thing coming on Wednesday, February 28th,
Are you
coming
ready?
up soon, is love, a precious thing. It is so uniquely human It is such a part of the whole equation with consciousness, energy, light, and now love. It's not just a game for the romantics or the energy feeders or the wounded. And that's what happens so often. Again, a huge distraction, a love wash. It's not just a romantic thing. It goes far, far beyond that. And literally, the evolution and enlightenment of the planet depend on love, especially love 2.0. If you really take this in, you allow it into your life, you'll go into your own new experience of love, unlike what you've had before. It doesn't mean necessarily with a partner, with somebody else. Most likely about yourself, and it could involve a partner, but it's also time where you've chosen to experience love in a way that's quite different than you have in the past in what we call Love 2.0.
Okay.
Yeah, that's coming up on February 28th. We just filmed it recently, and it was very, very intense. Some of it is very provocative, some of the statements Adamus makes.
No,
as
Adamus
usual.
provocative?
Yeah, exactly. But that is coming up. And I love doing it, but it was one of those things that we filmed right here at the studio. It took me a couple of weeks to get over. And usually when we do a filming or something, I need a couple of days to get reoriented. That one just kicked me big time because love is such a part of what we do and in our lives, and it's also the month of love. So that's coming up. I'm really excited about it. So with that, everybody, it is time for us to take a break. We're going to be coming back in about 31 minutes.
Right.
We want to thank each and every one of you for lighting up. We're getting a lot of snow here right at the studio.
we are.
So anybody that's here in person, be careful. If you walk outside, we may never see you again. Get covered up with snow. I mean, we're getting quite a storm out there. So we'll be back in about 31 minutes for Adamus. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.